Ivory Crawford, after a slow start, she has been heating up to a major extent. 19 points on 6 of 10 shooting. And you take a look at some of these plays here. Dribble, drive, nice jumper. She can drive, she can shoot, she can pretty much do it all. Amber Moore on the front end of a 1-1, misses it, and Northwestern gets the rebound. Wildcats down by 2 with 2:50 to go here in the second half. It's been an up and down game.
Got to say, Greg, I am surprised to see Alex Cohen not in the game here. You'd think you want that physical presence down low. McEwen must be looking for something for his shooters.
Deary drives, ball goes off an Illinois defender. The Wildcats will retain possession with 6 seconds left on the shot clock, and Joe McEwen shouting out an inbound play, something you'll probably see a shot created for Coffee or Lyon. Lyon gets it. 4 seconds, double teamed, off balance shot, no good. Rebound, Alexis Smith. She'll slow it down now, and Matt Boland will have the Fighting Illini set up their offense. Smith, wide open, Sarah Hartwell, 3-ball, nothing but net.
Yeah, that's big, Greg. That's big. That was a key possession for Northwestern on defense. And again, it's the three-pointer. The zone is not rotating quickly enough. Joe McEwen lives and dies by his zone.
And a bad pass, and Kristen Inman steps out of bounds. And the Illini faithful in the crowd have erupted for the first time really all game long. And Joe McEwen cannot be happy with the sloppy passing there. See, Sarah Hartwell has come on strong. The former starter, 13 points to go along with 6 boards. That's a solid night. Backdoor cut by Amber Moore, but good defense played by Nia Coffey. Just inside a minute 45, Coffey, and they say she travels. She looked like she was trying to cross over and took one too many steps.
Took one too many steps, and she did have Inman in the corner who was calling for it. Might want to get her the ball for a 3, but Coffey decides to take it for herself. Don't fault her for that decision, so to speak. But I mean, it really, the sloppy play, the turnovers, the 25 points Illinois has scored off the turnovers compared to the 11 Northwestern scored, really coming back to be relevant.
Now Northwestern's going to start playing a little half-court trap. Deary guards Smith closely. Smith gets around her. Ball stolen away by Lauren Douglas. Douglas drives, off-balance shot. No good, but a foul on Amber Moore, and Amber Moore, that's her 3rd personal. And the team is over the limit. So Lauren Douglas will go to the line to try and make this a one-possession ball game.
74 points given up on the day so far, Greg, and that's just too many for a team that prides itself on its defense. And it's consistently, time and time again, been that zone, cracking down. Illinois finding shooters up top, wing, corner sometimes, just finding them all over the place. Northwestern not rotating quickly enough, but hey, you got to give credit to Illinois as well. They're not just getting open, they're actually knocking down the shots, and that's why they're up.
Douglas makes both at the line. Lauren Douglas with 8 points on the day, and it's a one-possession ball game. Ball almost stolen away. It was deflected off of Lauren Douglas, but the Illini get it across the half-court line. Minute 17 to go. Smith drives. Crawford thought about a 3. Goes off of her feet. Out of bounds. Northwestern ball.
That's a key mistake there from Crawford, Greg, and up until this point, she hadn't turned the ball over once in the game. Picked a bad time to get her first one. I guess we'll see if Northwestern can capitalize. They're going to need a score on this possession.
Minute 5 to go. Except for Jackie Grant, all of Illinois starters are in, and Douglas, the only bench player in. Lyon, deep 3, no good. Douglas corrals the rebound. Out to Coffey. Coffey drives, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Amber Moore.
I would say to say that I'm perplexed would be an understatement here, Greg. I don't quite understand what goes through the mind of Maggie Lyon taking that shot. with that much time on the clock.
And a critical missed free throw by Nia Coffey. With 47 seconds left to go and down by 3, Northwestern needs every point that they can get.
You don't come back by shooting the 3. You come back by getting 2s and stopping the clock.
Coffey does make the second one. She has a game-high 18 points for Northwestern. And a timeout will be called by Joe McEwen. Actually, they're going to call a foul there. They immediately fouled on the inbound.
I understand what Joe McEwen's trying to do with this small lineup, but I don't know why Alex Cohen isn't in the game. They need that physical specimen, only down by 2, and I think you can sacrifice one player's speed to have that physical presence. Really surprised Cohen's not in the game, Greg.
Sarah Hartwell at the line. She makes the first. She now has 14 points on the game, as you see Alex Cohen there just watching. Hartwell 2 of 2, and it's now a 2-possession ball game once again. 42 seconds left. Northwestern needs a bucket here. Lyon, feed down low, Coffey, and she will be fouled, and she'll go to the line for a pair of free throws.
Really lucky to get bailed out by the foul there. A good find by Lyon. Good touch on the pass. Coffey goes up and looked like Crawford got her.
They're actually going to call it on Nia Oden, so Nia Oden has now fouled out, and Taylor Tuck will check back into the game. And now Nia Coffey at the line. 2 shots. First one rims around and falls in. Coffey on the day, 5 of 6 from the line. She's going to take this second shot relatively quickly.
And they're going to have to foul here, Greg. If they didn't, they'd only leave themselves a second.
They actually don't need to foul because the shot clock difference is 5. Northwestern trapping, and Matt Boland calls a timeout as soon as the ball gets across the half-court line. So now, 29.6 seconds left to go and 24 seconds left on the shot clock. If you're Joe McEwen, what type of defense do you play? Do you sacrifice a foul, or do you want to see if you can get a missed shot attempt or possibly even a turnover?
Listen, if I'm Joe McEwen, I don't trust any of the ball handlers Illinois has to be able to react extremely well under pressure. And what I mean by that is they need to get up on the ball handler. Whoever's got the ball, I'd like to see tight defense, play the half-court press, maybe run some double teams, especially when they get into the corner, because you got to remember, Greg, the sideline is an extra defender. If you can push the offensive player as close to the sideline as possible, the sideline is your teammate, the sideline is your friend. You can force the defender, or the offensive player that is, into making a mistake. Northwestern needs to press here.
Illinois sends it into the backcourt. And it looks as if they are going to try to see if they can hold Illinois to a defensive stop. Deary guarding more closely. 16 seconds, Deary goes for the steal. And Matt Boland calls a timeout, and that is Illinois' last timeout. 14.1 seconds left to go and 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
That was risky by Ashley Deary to go for that steal here, Greg, because you want to play defense, and if you get a steal, that's wonderful. You see here, Deary goes for it, risky, lucky she didn't get her, because if you do and Illinois knocks down 2 free throws, the game's virtually over. The last thing you want to do is foul.
And a smart timeout called by Matt Boland, because that could have easily been a turnover.
And Boland's done that a couple times when possession's been shifty and it looked like his team was about to give it up. He called timeout just at the perfect time to maintain possession. I agree with that coaching decision there. And talking about coaching here, this would be a very disappointing loss if Northwestern were to get it. Going against the only team in the Big Ten that's sub 500, the only team in the Big Ten that has no Big Ten wins, the only team in the Big Ten that hasn't won on the road, for them to do it here at Welsh Ryan, where the Wildcats are 9-1, you got to wonder what's going on there, what adjustments should have been made throughout the game. We've talked about the zone all game, Greg, and Illini, when they score 8 points or 80 points or more this year undefeated, they're close to that mark tonight.
Tight defense being played by Northwestern here. Deary guarding more closely. decides not to foul. Deary goes for the steal. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Moore chucks it up. Shot clock violation. And Northwestern will have 5.8 seconds left to get the ball down the court. And Joe McEwen calls a timeout. And unlike the NBA where you can advance the ball across the half-court line with a timeout, in college, you have to go the full length of the floor. So if you're Illinois, you have to play a bit of a conservative defense. But Brandon, what type of play, or moreover, what type of pass, and who are you trying to get the pass to if you send the ball across the half-court line on its initial throw?
I think the last thing you want to do is try to do what Northwestern's done all game, and that's drive the lane and call fouls. I think within 5 seconds of the game, the refs are going to have their whistles in their pockets. I have a feeling that Northwestern, when they push the ball down the court, they're going to look for Maggie Lyon or Nia Coffey either on the right or left wing. And you know, Greg, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 3-shot. And I know they need a 2 to win the game, but Northwestern has struggled all game to get points within their offense, within their motion, to get spot-ups inside the perimeter. Most of their shot attempts have been either beyond the arc or in the box, that is, in the paint. I'd be really surprised to see them draw up a play where they get a spot-up jumper. There's not enough time. I think if I had to make a prediction, Maggie Lyon's going to shoot a 3 for the win.
Northwestern will come out with Lyon, Coffey, Inman, Deary, and Douglas. Illinois with Moore, Tuck, Crawford, Hartwell, and Alexis Smith.
Look for Lyon to inbound this ball, Greg, and go flying down the court to spot up for the 3.
Lyon inbounds. Deary, she's going to take it up. 3 seconds left. Deary loses the ball, and the Illinois Fighting Illini have won their first conference game. They escape Welsh Ryan with a 76-74 win.
Joe McEwen.